All right, my friends. We'll be getting into your release of your first album on its 15th anniversary. But before that, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passions. I want to know where your passion for music came from, led you on this musical journey. Was it a certain album you heard, a certain live performance, or something that was natural for you as a child? Let's start with you, Nick.
Oh, this is such a hard question. No, I think so. My dad was in a band when I was younger. He was in a cover band, and he'd be gone, for the weekend. And you know, I always used to be able to go to his shows and things like that at the bars. And I think seeing him perform and I grew up singing with him at home. And my younger brother, he he's a huge inspiration. He does a lot of music still, and just singing as a family at home, I think, was really my inspiration. And then, obviously, you grow up to be a teenager. You start to listen to music and things like that. I listened to a lot of weird bands growing up, like Horse the Band and things like that. And I was in a screamo band for a while, singing, trying to sing high like Silverstein and scaring kids and all of those guys. And I don't know, man. When I met Brian, that's when I really fell in love with the pop punk side of things. So
There.
that's kind of my inspiration. Yeah.
Brian, what about you?
Yeah, similar to Nick, my dad is like classically trained in piano and stuff and played guitar and when I was like 8, I remember like watching him one morning, like he would just play Boston like guitar riffs and stuff. And like and so I got him to try and teach me guitar and whatnot. And then from there, I feel like music was always big in our household. Like my mom used to do like Sundays with Sinatra. So like all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, the first like CD I ever bought with my own money was Gorillaz' first album. Like, and I felt like from there, I feel like Gorillaz was such a great like first band introduction to things because it's so eclectic. There's like so much happening. So I feel like from the jump, I like on my own like musical journey, I feel like I got introduced to like a punky side of things mixed with the hip hop side of things mixed with some like classical samples. So I feel like it just like right off the bat was very like eclectic. But when Nick and I had met, it just kind of like funneled into pop punk because I grew up like playing in hardcore bands and stuff. But once we met and we like got together, once the 5 of us really started playing together, it just kind of molded into like a more of a pop punk sound. So but yeah, that was like kind of the journey. Cliff
I
notes.
got to tell you, I'm looking at your starter hat, and it reminds me of all the jackets I had in the '90s that I threw away when I got older. That I should have kept and could have made millions from. I had at least six. I had at least 5 or 6 starter jackets growing up.
Yeah. Same.
Really, Ross? I can't picture you with that. I had them too. I had the San Jose Sharks starter jacket that was like,
Oh no, I don't even like basketball. I just had it because it was the cool thing to have.
Yeah.
I just went out and bought whatever ones I could find. I didn't even watch a single game. I just had the clothes.
Yeah.
So I have an easy question for you guys. Where you been? That's a good one. What have you been doing all this time?
Nick, where you been?
I was dead. No, no, man. Like I don't know. I was trying to find myself. Just trying to find who I was without Major League, and it took me a really long time. I have a family now. I have my own house. Obviously, I'm old, so. But I found my passion in farming, so I'm a farmer now. That's what I do.
Wow.
oh, very cool.
Brian, are you a farmer?
I wish.
Farmers only?
I unfortunately have that thing where like you're either like smart enough to make it happen or stupid enough to not stop. And and I walk that, I teeter that line. I kept doing it. I have a solo project under a moniker Alistair. And like just didn't put my face on it or like attach my name to it because I didn't want to like be in the shadow of Major League. So I've been touring off of that and doing that for the last like 5 years, pretty heavily. But yeah, just kind of like behind like a guys type thing. So
I get it. So Steve and I have been friends for 23 years, and there's been no break at all. Did the two of you have a long break in your friendship when you stopped doing the band?
12 years.
Yeah,
Really?
it was a long time. Yeah.
So what happened? Did you go to his farm to buy like some apples, and he came out and you realized it was Nick Trask? I had this reunion happen.
So back in February, a friend of ours, old drummer, put together like a group text, and he just put the whole band in it, and
Awkward.
it was pretty jarring at first. I didn't know what to say. Just seeing everybody's names pop up, people I haven't talked to in like a decade, and I just kind of like, I had this like, how's everybody's decade been? Like, I just didn't know what to say kind of thing. And we talked like here and there, like a few times. And then I was in New Jersey back in March doing a new album, and just kind of like extended the olive branch, like, hey, I'm going to be in New Jersey. If you guys are around and want to grab dinner or something, would love to see you guys. And, then got to the diner, and I was sitting in the parking lot just doing the whole like, what am I doing? This is so stupid. I should have never extended this invite. I should have never agreed to this. I was like, I haven't seen these guys in a decade. Like, this is gonna be so awkward. Do I shake Nick's hand? Because Nick and I used to be roommates. We used to live together. So
Yeah.
like, we were like, I was like, do I shake his hand? Do I like, hey man, how you been? Do I even know him anymore? And then I walked into the diner, and Nick came walking in, and we were like, he walked through the first set of doors, and then before he got to the second set, we saw each other, and we just immediately just started laughing and like gave each other a hug. And it was like, we just skipped 12 years. Like, we just like picked it back up, and it was
Well,
fun.
y'all can still hang, but can everybody still play their instruments?
We're about to find out.
Yeah, we're definitely about to find out.
Oh, have you not had any kind of practice?
No, we have not played. I mean, I just started playing the songs again recently. I haven't listened to The Truth Is in probably 12 years. So I went to go listen to it like last week, and as I was like going to play through, I was like, uh-oh. I haven't played this fast in a long time. So
Yeah.
You.
Let's dive into the truth is. So you got the 15 years anniversary releasing this special vinyl, and it looks like you got an extra track to it. Is that correct?
there is, yeah.
Yep.
So was this recorded like back in the days, never got released, or what's the story behind it?
It's a pretty wild story. I'll keep it short, but basically it's the first song we ever recorded. It's called Hometown Heroes. And we recorded one song, we put it out, wound up getting picked up by the Phillies for their World Series song in 2009. And so we were like, oh, this is crazy. They asked us to play on like the Fox morning show. So we played Hometown Heroes on the Fox morning show. And then from there, they wound up, like, Fox started using it for the Phillies coverage, and then we went and played on NBC, and then like, and those were all just off of one song. And then things kind of just snowballed really fast. We wound up signing a production deal with Michael Bivins from Belle Biv DeVoe, and like went up to Atlantic Records and did the whole thing, and then signed up, like, you know, they signed us with BMI, all that stuff. And then about a year later, we were just kind of got shelved. We were like young kids that signed on way too fast and couldn't deliver. And so we got shelved. And then after like a year, we got out of that deal. And, but we couldn't use Hometown Heroes because it was still owned by the label. So they owned the rights to it. We couldn't do anything with it, but we could sample up to 10 seconds of it. So we sampled it for the beginning of I Don't Like You Whatsoever.
Okay.
Like the clip that you hear in that. And then as of recently, I just acquired the rights back to Hometown Heroes. So I was like, let's throw it on. People have
That's
never had it pressed on anything. So yeah, so got the rights back for that, and I was like, let's throw it on. It's the first thing we ever did, and it's the thing that led to The Truth Is. So it made sense to tack it on there.
Do you have publishing rights for that song? Since it was everywhere?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
got them. Yes, got our publishing rights back.
Oh, you had to get. Oh, but you didn't have it this whole time for that song.
No.
Oh no! So they made money off of these TV appearances, and you didn't.
Yeah, we saw nothing. We and we didn't know that because we were so young. We were like teenagers at the time, so like we had no idea. And then yeah, it wasn't until I asked about that when we were signed to them. I was like, hey, so it's been played a lot and like it's getting radio play and stuff. Are we like seeing it? And they were like, oh, no, we own the publishing. And we were like,
Oh no!
Wait, what's that mean? What do you mean? Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, because you mentioned about the Phillies, I mean, did Major League Baseball ever contact you about the name? Because I know there was a band called Little League that had to change their name, I think, to Kill Veronica or something like that.
Yes, yeah. We did. It was actually Major League Soccer that gave us the hardest time.
Oh, really?
It was just like, hey, just don't put baseballs on your merch. We don't care. But Major League Soccer were the ones that forced us into an LLC. So our technical LLC name is Major League Entertainment Publishing and Touring LLC.
Wow.
They made us like, yeah, Major League Soccer kind of was stern about it and was like, no, absolutely not. So, but yeah, Major League Baseball, they didn't really care. They're like, cool name. Like,
You also have the movie series.
yeah. So
they didn't come after you either. That's good.
yeah, no, I think they probably wound up in the same predicament we were when they were doing the TV series of like having to sign on for like Major League Film and Entertainment. So
Nick, have you ever missed music the last 10 years or so? Have you ever just like been in your room and thinking about it? Like, did I make a mistake? Could I be doing this again?
So I never thought that I would do this ever again. To be completely transparent, like, I used to go to a therapist back in the day, and I talked to her, about all these things in my life, and she goes, it really sounds like you should do music again. And I said, all right, this is my last session. I'm never coming back to you. So that was basically,
Wow.
my interactions with music. I having a son, my son's 6, and he's now old enough to understand things and like to really, really, truly, deeply understand things. And I've tried to share Major League with him in the past, but now, showing him things that I've done and places that I've been, and like we play Google Maps, like that's a game to him. We play Google Maps and we search places, and what's cool is I get to show him a lot of the places that I've been on the computer, and he thinks it's the coolest thing. And we try to do music lessons, and he has a lot of confidence issues, and like it just worked out. I think it's just like the perfect time. I never thought I'd do music again, but now I'm like super excited. I'm it's a different excitement than what I had before, because I've been out of it for so long, and I guess there's a little bit of nostalgia in it too, where I'm excited to feel those feelings and to do things right and to share it with my family. Like that's what I'm excited for.
Are you and Brian moving in together again?
He lives in California and I live in Delaware, so definitely not.
Neither you're in New Jersey now. Okay.
in this economy, we might be moving in together.
So you're talking about future. Does this mean future shows, future new songs, future everything?
We're gonna. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang out and play some music and see where that goes. I think that's where we're at right now.
I think it'd be cool to play some shows and see if your son, see you play live. I think I'd be kind of excited.
Listen, all right, you and everybody else is putting that out there, and it's definitely weighing on my mind.
You can talk about your therapist.
Did you tell
But
that?
hey, music's the best therapy, So.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Did you tell the new therapist that you had the band back?
I have. Yes, I have told my new therapist that the band's back, and that's something I'm definitely in a better place now than where I was.
I think you owe an apology to the old therapist.
No, hopefully she's not practicing anymore. We'll just put it that way.
You might be at the next. You might see you at the next emo night in Delaware.
I'll introduce myself as Nick, the lead singer of Major League.
Yeah.
So anything else we need to touch on? I feel like this is all hush hush besides the actual record, because you guys are kind of feeling it out, huh?
I mean, yeah, we're talking about things. It's very much so like we just planned on doing this record, and like we were just like, let's do the 15-year anniversary. We're all talking again. We've never pressed it on vinyl. This could be something cool, and like it's just something to give to fans that if we honestly were like, if people are still paying attention and they collect vinyl, that'll be cool for them. And then it sold out in an hour, and we were like, now what?
Hey, people
That kind of went
care.
really fast. Like
When you say sell out, how many copies were there?
we only did 350 for the first pressing of it.
Okay.
So we were like, let's do 350 because like I had like some like anxiety about it just because I was like, one, I don't want people to just be like, well, is this band gonna do stuff again, or is this just a cash grab type thing? And
Yeah.
two, I didn't want to like oversell ourselves, and because we're working with a company called Paper and Wax, and they're just a small independent like vinyl company, and when we were working with them, they were out of our one office. And all I kept thinking was like, that office isn't big enough for if we order 1,000 records and then sell 100. Like they're stuck with 900 copies of this album in their office. They're gonna make me store it somewhere. So I was like, I talked to them and I was like, look, I think we should do like 350 to start. And they were like, I think we should do 500. I think you're underselling yourself. And I was like, I would just feel better about doing 350 to start and see where things are at. And they're like, okay. So we threw the 350 up, and in the first 3 minutes, they text me and they're like, "Pink is sold out." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, yeah, the pink one sold out in 3 minutes. They're like, "Okay," and then 15 minutes later, they were like, "The bundle's gone," and I was like, "Okay, holy crap!" And then they followed up with, they were like, "Hey, we're basically sold out because there's only 40 left and 60 people have it in their cart." So they were like, "That's under an hour. It's gone," and I was like, okay, so we're gonna do 2 more pressings.
Okay, I guess you do
All right,
2 different like colors of the vinyl then, huh? For the new ones.
Yeah, I think we'll probably do something moving forward, because obviously there was a bunch of messages from people, post it being released, just being like, hey, I was working, or I just got home and I just checked, I saw it sold out. Are you guys doing another pressing of this? Whatever.
Or I was on the farm, I didn't see it right away.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we've talked about that. We talked about doing another pressing in the future of it. And this November is the actual 15th anniversary, so I'm sure we'll do something like on that day for the album and whatnot for like another pressing. But I mean, it feels great. It's really cool because, like I said, Nick and I talked about it, and Nick was like, I'm trying to stay optimistic, and I was like, yeah, me too. I just feel like for a band that's been dormant for a decade, like it's a hard sell. And then seeing that happen in an hour, I was like, all right, never mind. Like maybe there's room to grow here. Maybe there's room to do some more stuff. So
awesome. Hey Nick, are you going to submit a video to the All American Rejects to play your yard?
Oh yeah, that would actually be awesome.
Farm.
Yo, I'm on 7 acres out here. That would actually be pretty rad.
Don't tell me. Tell Tyson this.
That's what I'm saying, man. Honestly, that would be pretty awesome.
I went to the show in Nashville, and the house that they played at probably fit 500 people. So I can only imagine how many you could fit on 7 acres.
Yeah. My brother actually lives in Nashville, and he was telling me that they had to turn people away or something along those lines for the show because they leaked it, right?
I was on Reddit every day from the beginning of this tour until they got to Nashville, and then I was lurking it all morning, and then around 3 o'clock, someone finally leaked the address. So 30 minutes I was out of my house. It was only a 6-minute drive, thankfully, and there were already 100 people there, like before me, and I took only 30 minutes to get over there.
Oh.
So they never sent out the address to the people that signed up because there was no point,
Yeah.
But that was definitely one of the coolest shows I've ever seen, and I'm sure when you guys were active as a band, you probably played basements and all kinds of parties, so you know all about that.
Oh, totally, man. I actually the All American Rejects was my real first concert. I saw them when I was I want to say I was like 17 at this place called Kahunaville in Wilmington, Delaware. It was pretty awesome, man.
So now I wish I was closer to them. I would pitch your farm for the show, and wait, who's opening? Your band, because every house party has an opening band that they've done, so they need to have one for the Delaware show.
Absolutely.
We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find out. We're gonna tag them in this video, and hopefully they see it.
There you go.
I think Steve has a game for us to play before we head out today.
Yeah, I got like 5 minutes left, but really quick then, we want to get to know you guys. So we're gonna give you 2 categories, and you can tell us which one you like better. I kind of think I know this one for Nick, but what do you like better, city or country?
That's hard. Honestly, I live in the city, but I work in the country. I'll say country. I'll say country for sure.
Brian?
Oh, it's city. Yeah.
Me too.
I didn't write anything down. I'm just making them up. Green Day or Blink?
Blank, probably, yeah.
You You must be 5 to 10 years younger than me. Steve?
Ross and I are both great. What do you like better, Walt Disney World or Universal Studios? If you
Universal for sure.
Brian?
Universal, absolutely.
All right.
Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco?
Neither. No. Fall Out Boy.
Or neither.
No, I didn't get into Fall Out Boy until Deja Entendu. I mean, not Deja Entendu. Folie à Deux. Folie à Deux was like the record that like all my friends were obsessed with From Under the Cork Tree and Take This to Your Grave, and I was just like, they're fine. Like, and then they came out with the other one, and I was just like, yeah, again, like and then Folie à Deux came out, and I was like, dude, this band's great. And then that was it. And then after that, I was out again.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah.
Steve, what you got?
Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees?
We go Freddy Krueger, definitely. Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Warped Tour now or Warped Tour back then?
Oh, back then.
Are we playing? Because it would be Warped Tour now.
Yeah, there we go. They already talked about coming back next year, so maybe next year you guys can play it. You know, so.
We'll see.
So.
Steve, what you
Who
got?
knows?
Cool, guys. Well, we've got to wrap it up now. That was fun. I'll have links to all your social media links down below. And I guess hopefully you have more pressings for the vinyl, the 15th anniversary of The Truth Is, including the track Hometown Heroes. And guys, it was such a pleasure getting to know you and talking. And I hope you guys play a reunion show, at least once.
Likewise, that'd be fun. We'll see.
I have one more question. Who's the best pop punk band of all time from New Jersey?
Oh,
God.
That's a good one. So many.
Oh.
So like, I feel like the.
This is not a trick question either. I'm just curious what you think since you're from it.
Yeah, I mean, I know all my friends would kill me if I didn't say Bouncing Souls, but like, I feel like for me, I am. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. There's just so many that like coming up like inspired us.
Yeah, me too.
God, I feel like I can't narrow that down. That's like.
It's Bon Jovi, of course.
I love Bon Jovi.
All right, we'll save the answer for the next interview, Steve. I'll let you do the outro again. Sorry.
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk down the road, all right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having us.